Welcome back to Florida Powerboat Club's YouTube channel. Stu Jones here with your producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio in the height of the hot July summer with record temperatures nationwide. But right here in sunny South Florida, we're just kind of holding the norm here with our typical 92 degrees daily. But it's a nice cool 72 here in the studio, guys, and that's why we're back now to continue production of our epic Key West Poker Run 2021 edition. 12 episodes in total, and right here now with episode number 5. And before we get started, let's thank our sponsors. Our 2022 series sponsors include Blackwater Boats and their sister company Deep Impact Custom Boats and their authorized sales center Plantation Boat Mart, Mystic Powerboats, Cigarette Racing Team and their authorized sales center Top Gun Yachts, Cigarette Dealer Chief Marine Group, Midnight Express Powerboats, Big Thunder Marine, Concept Boats, Performance Boat Center, Mercury Racing, and Florida Powerboat Club's longest running sponsor, Nortec High Performance Boats. Additionally, we'd like to thank these Key West feature sponsors. There are 18 in all. It's with their support that we're able to create such a signature poker run event every year, and we thank them for their support. So to get you guys up to speed on this episode number 5, we are continuing coverage of the Wednesday departure group on this beautiful November day. Back up in this R-44 helicopter flying out of Marathon. That's our producer Ryan McCoy. And they are chasing down Brandon Perkis now in this 34-foot MTI. He came a long way to attend here. 3,000 miles over the road just to attend this bucket list poker run for so many. And it's very popular with these MTI owners. That's why they set a record now. 52 registered MTIs on this Key West poker run. Indeed, that is a record not only for this event, but it's actually a record for our 30-year history with the Florida Powerboat Club. And this, of course, being our signature poker run as Brandon and his crew make their final leg into Key West, enjoying these perfect waters. And from this twin outboard cat to this twin outboard center console, popular model for concept, Gary and Jen Nelson from Florida in this 36-foot concept. And you know, we see a lot of triple and quad engine center consoles. Nice to see just a pair of these Mercury Racing 300s on this 36. I actually got a chance to ride in this boat on the spring edition of this Key West run just a few months later. Concept boats, of course, based right here out of Miami and becoming a bigger player on the poker run scene. And another big player in the world of center consoles is Nortec High Performance Boats. Jim Bradley came all the way from Texas with his Nortec 390 Sport 400Rs and a center console that's been in the club now for about 6 or 7 years. From our friends at Cigarette with 35 registered teams on board, Jeff and Brenda Jacobs among them, and a bit of a homecoming for this couple as they return this 39 Cigarette back to Key West. That's exactly where they started their trip a day earlier. They keep the boat here in dry storage, Adam Marina in Stock Island, and they travel back and forth from their full-time home, which is in Maryland. We promise to bring you the unique and rarely seen boats like Ed Miller's Platinum. This is a 41-foot Raptor model, 2000 model year, and what makes it unique? Well, it's a one-off boat. They only made one of these that's completed. It's a full carbon and composite layup. But look at the power. Twin Yamaha 350s. Who'd have ever thought that? Of course, if you look closely, you'll see that once upon a time it was a stern drive boat, but they have re-rigged the boat with these outboards. Seems to be running great. We asked Ed why, in his video bio, why they came on the Key West Poker Run. He said because he wanted to get a picture of his boat in these turquoise waters. Well, you can check off that box now, Ed. You got some nice shots. And time to join once again with Chris and Shelby Mattingly all the way from Kentucky in this big Midnight Express 43 Solstice. Love the graphics, love the power. But the big highlight, in my opinion, is those lovely ladies in their matching lime green bikinis. And, of course, another big MTI Slot V42, a very popular model for MTI, this one belonging to Fred and Judy Revis. Says South Carolina, but they also have a home right here in Lighthouse Point, Florida. They had another MTI 48, a cat, but this 42 center console is a long-time keeper. And it's great to see some of these deep impact classics, I guess you could call it. And what makes this boat different, it's one of the original first 39s ever built, belonging to Michael International, his first Key West poker run. This one powered by Triple Mercury Racing 350s, the original vintage Racing 350s, of course. And this makes for a very eclectic fleet of Deep Impacts, attending a total of 9 from the manufacturer here on this Key West Poker Run. And we'd like to thank Deep Impact Custom Boats for continuing on as our series sponsor. We're going to see more of them on display at the Key West Conch Republic sponsor dock. Paul Eisen is still smoking here with this 2020 version, a 41-foot GTR Cigarette center console. This is a lip ship edition, Quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. I love the graphics. He says his favorite thing about powerboating is the boats and the party. And he likes all that stuff just enough that made him tow the boat all the way from Nancy, Kentucky, 900 miles one way. He says what's attractive about Key West is the powerboat races are happening, and it's the biggest event of the year. Matthew and Lori Schulz have enjoyed using these Key West poker runs to debut their newest and latest boat, and they have got a big crew on board today enjoying that celebration. This now is their second Key West in a row with this Nortec 50 center console. Altogether, 35 Nortecs represented on this Key West event. And Patty Sullivan, all the way from Maryland, is becoming a bit of a creature of habit, if you will, attending this Key West poker run all the way back to 2007 when he attended his very first time, and has been doing it for many years now in this 2011 38-foot Donzi ZFS model. And this event is becoming a bit of a family affair for the crew, as his son Trey Sullivan has been taken over by bringing his friends along. And there's a total of about 6 Sensations entered on the run, but none like Greg Dutka's 32 with an open bow. He's all the way from Hawaii, so a big shout out to Greg, and sorry for the short video clip. Well, Curtis Morris from Texas can be seen and heard no matter where he goes with this 36-foot skater, Team Yahoo. It's these bright red and yellow graphics that make it a great photo and video op, but I tell you what, it's that audio of those big engines that gives us that adrenaline rush we're looking for. And here's Dominic Landracina in Team 4 play, 37-foot Midnight Express. All 5 of his crew from Jersey made their way down to Miami for the event. We asked Dominic to tell us something special about his boat. He said that because he's an audio junkie, he had Midnight Express put in as many JL audio subs and speakers that they possibly could. For a 37, he's got a total of 24 on board to be exact. And let's say hi now to Chris Richards from Long Island, New York. A team angle of attack is a C4400 Mystic. One of 12 Mystics registered on the event, and 3 of those are catamarans. This, of course, is the only C4400. This one powered by Mercury Racing 1075s. You know, they didn't build a lot of this model, but we do have a couple of them in the club, and they're great running cats. And it's a catamaran, this one an outboard, and a classic cat, if I could say that. A 1989 skater, Michael Alexander, also from Long Island, New York. Triple Mercury Racing outboards, triple 300s that is. And of course, this is one of the old school racing setups. And really a loyal following from Michael and his crew. Started doing this event back in 2007. Took maybe 2 or 3 years off along the way, but pretty good attendance record, and coming back here in 2021. Good to have you guys back. And kind of a fitting segue from that 32-foot skater to Brant and Jamie Daniels. Their last boat was a 32 skater with big stern drive power, and I think they just got tired of all the wrenching and said, you know what, center console. And here they are in their new 38-foot fountain. It's got triple Mercury Racing 400s. They've got her on cruise control right now, and one thing they can do here with this boat they couldn't do before is they can bring all their friends. And of course, it's another outboard skater, and not unlike the one we saw earlier, just a little different in size. This is a 1996 28 skater, completely refurbished in 2018. Cody Palmer at the helm driving, and his father Jeff Palmer on the throttles. They've been planning this trip for a very long time, until Cody finally signed up for the poker run as a gift to his dad for Christmas. And here's Michael Lawrence from Connecticut, and these guys came out strong on this event, not with 1 but 2 boats registered. One of them was a classic 1988 Scarab. This one, of course, is this 39-foot Outerlimits, and it was the first time for this event for this crew. It was on their bucket list for years. And it's nice to see another Black Thunder registered for the poker run. A total of 3 of them attending, but this is the only Black Thunder 460 Sport Cruiser. This team is registered under the name Joanne Catrone from New York, and they've got a big crew on board today. One of the things that's great about this 460 model is all of the stand-up seating and bolsters available. You can haul about 10 or 12 friends around in comfort with this big offshore poker run cruiser. It's got a 6'10" headroom down below. Well, guys, it looks like that pretty much wraps up the Wednesday group as they continue their way on to Key West. Only about another 10 miles or so for these crews to get into Key West Harbor, but the chopper's heading back. We're out of fuel. Time to catch up with the rest of the teams getting ready for the Thursday run. So fast forward about 14 hours now from Wednesday afternoon to now Thursday morning as all the teams gather here at Haulover Marine Center, our staging location. You can see now down below the boat ramps, very busy. So let's get down on the docks and see how this Thursday run is shaping up. Thursday morning, 8 a.m. here at Haulover Marine Center, kicking off the 29th annual Key West Poker Run. It's actually day 2. We got started yesterday with the Wednesday group. Over 100 boats that left from here from Miami all the way down to Key West. And what a beautiful day it was. Today going to be a little bit more challenging because those winds have picked up off to the east. We're getting double-digit winds today. Going to be a little bumpy out in the ocean, so we are suggesting that for most of the boats that are less than 40 foot, we recommend just staying on the intracoastal through Miami and then getting down into the protected waters of Biscayne Bay. Going to be a 180-mile ride today from this location. We're going to get started a little earlier than normal because we have so many boats here today. But it's going to be easy because we have all kinds of lunch stops set up in Key Largo. We're going to be at Gilbert's. We're going to be at Sundowners. We're going to be at Playa Largo, and we're going to be at the new Chief Marine Group location in Isla Mirada. One more stop at Lazy Days and Marathon. So we've got plenty of places for all of these teams to just enjoy getting to the Florida Keys and getting kicked off with a big blowout 4-day weekend for them as we head to Key West for the World Championship offshore races. So lots going on here with the Florida Powerboat Club. Guys, stay with us because this is going to be a big one. Well, just to get you guys up to speed on the numbers today, looks like we've got about 170 teams doing the Thursday run. Not all from this one location here at Haulover Marine Center, but we've got a lot of people moving through this facility, as you can see here by the docks. Probably have between 50 and 60 boats tied up here right now, and still a bunch more to go in the water. And the boat that is getting the earliest start today, Joe Ballesteri, our captain safety. That's right, he's got his 33-foot Everglades on board again as our official safety boat. Going to be heading down to Miami-Dade Fire Rescue to pick up a paramedic team who are going to ride on board today and chase the group all the way down through the Florida Keys.
I got one thing to say and one thing only. Yeah, baby!
And looks like Fran is all jazzed up for the run. A lot of moving parts. Here is our Florida Powerboat Club minibus moving all these pretty ladies to the boats. So let's enjoy the sights and sounds of this Haulover hustle.
What's up? We're at the Poker Run check-in. It's been a little crazy, but we're going to have a great day.
We're about to take off to Key West.
Key West, baby!
Well, guys, I don't know. I can't think of a better place to be on this Thursday morning in November with all this heavy artillery on the dock. And, well, it kind of goes without saying that there's going to be a lot of pretty ladies cruising around getting ready to go for their ride down to Key West. But it really is a shock to the system, in my opinion, and it never gets old. Trust me, guys. Anybody ever notice the smaller the girl, the bigger the suitcase? Hey, girls, just saying. Well, it's about the 9:30 hour, and that means time to shove off, guys. We're going to be setting up to get our first poker card here shortly as we head out on the waterways. Well, guys, if you had a little bit too much to drink the night before, that's about how your head might feel right about now. But the key is to pace yourself and not to do too much partying at the early part of the event. We'll have to wait till we get to Key West for all the fun. It's all about boating today, and it's a big day on the water, so it's important to really have your A game on as you prepare for this 180-mile run from Miami down to Key West. And a great shot here from up high where you can see the conditions on the intracoastal or the protected side versus the ocean side. I think some of the guys are going to stay inside. Here we're now joining Chris Pierre in his big 52-foot MTI. I hope I didn't butcher your name, Chris. Came all the way from Michigan. Against the Wind is the name of this 52. It's powered by Mercury Racing 1350s, and they just got the first poker card as they exit the dock here. It's actually the floating dock where they sell the fuel close to the haulover inlet, and this has turned out to be the ideal poker run card stop for us. And with a number of cameras rolling, including a helicopter and this drone, we're able to pick Chris up and his team as they just got their first poker card. They made their way out through haulover inlet, just taking it easy now, of course, because remember, they're going to be encountering some of those east winds and a little bit of a choppy sea, so he's just using a little due diligence. And it's another FPC girl. This one is Kendall down on the dock in her white bikini, and she's getting very good at this poker card thing. She did all of the Wednesday cards a day earlier. So the teams are going to continue one by one as they come up alongside the dock. Of course, it's a floating dock, and a much better situation than we once had, where we tried to do the cards on the inside basin right at Haulover Marine Center. But with an event this big, it's real easy for Mike Pizzolente to pull up and have his first mate grab the poker card. They're going to be making their way down to Key West in this 42-foot Mystic. It's powered by triple Mercury Racing 400s. Now let's say hi to Mark Fitzgerald and his first mate Laura up on the bow, ready to grab that poker card. And he's got things set up nicely here, but you're going to see just a minute. Maybe, I'm not sure if we did not have enough staff on the dock to do the fending off, but Mark was, I got this. He jumps off the helm to make sure he doesn't whack the dock. Good move, Mark, and I think our cameraman reached his hand out to stop the motors from hitting too. So, hey, well executed. Canadian entry, Joel Levac, all the way from Quebec with this 39-foot MTI. Couple of pretty first mates up on the bow, just very gingerly walking around up on that sponson. But a real big shout out to Joel and his crew, another Canadian team that have just come through about 2 years of COVID, not being able to travel down here, so nice to see them attending. And I'll echo that same message about Joel Bejan from Canada, Team Canadian Girl. This is a Wright Performance 360 Cat. I don't think he's had this boat very long. Of course, Joel, everybody knows, has had a lot of powerboats in the club over the years, but now enjoying this Wright Performance 360. It's got a pair of Mercury Racing 450s. I love the color-coordinated cowlings to match the graphics on the hull. Now it's time to say hi to Yves Belanger and his beautiful wife Kira, and a coming out party of sorts for this big 50-foot skater. It's been in the rigging shop at TNT for several months, getting ready. An amazing paint job and really a work of art from the guys up at Skater in Douglas, Michigan. And of course the gang at TNT for this amazing rigging with these Mercury Racing 1550s. And a lot of intricate details on this Kong, a custom paint job. And one of very few, maybe the only active Thunder that's registered for the event, Samuel Along from New York and his crew on board. a long ways from home in upstate New York, where they do most of their boating on Lake Ontario. And the boat is relatively new to them. They just got it in January of 2021, so it's their first season doing poker runs. We'll see more of this team when they're up to speed. And Chris Nazzetta has been having a lot of fun with this MTI 38, Mercury Racing 1350s Team Relentless. And I know that he followed up the Key West Poker Run by doing a couple of other events with the Florida Powerboat Club soon afterwards. But the last I saw, he had this boat for sale. It's listed with Steven at TNT Marine Sales if you're interested. And for those of you who keep track of all of these 48 MTIs, because we do have several in the club, you'll notice a striking similarity in this paint job to that 42 center console that we saw just earlier in the show that belongs to Fred and Judy Revis. Well, I told you they had a matching 48 MTI. Well, there she is, boys. That's the boat. And we saw Fran Marfiak earlier in the show. He is indeed the Yeah Baby guy. And if you don't believe me, well, just look at the side of his boat, or the team name is, of course, called Yeah Baby. It's a 353 Formula Fast Tech. It's powered by Mercury Racing 525s, and he loves doing Key West every year. And let's say hi to Ray and Jill Kowalik. They've got a big crew on from Lake of the Ozarks riding today. Sabrina, Lowe, Jessica, Carrie, Keeley, Cordell, and Morgan. This is a 2020 MTI 42 powered by Quad Mercury Racing. You got it, guys. 450s. And now from a different part of the country, John Tomino and his crew from New Jersey in this Mystic 42. It's powered by Triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. And one of 6 42s on the run. Altogether 12 Mystics registered for this Key West event. And looks like we got all of the major center console manufacturers represented here now with Triple Vision. This belongs to actually Nick Evans. Dan Weiss is the registered driver of the boat. This is a 38-foot statement and a lovely white bikini getting the card today. And looks like actually Danny's sitting up front having a nice chill day while Nick's at the helm. And they have got a big crew on board today, and that's exactly why you own these center consoles. This one's powered by Triple Mercury 300 Verados. And this is not their first rodeo. While a lot of the other teams decided to go on the inside and protected waters into Miami, they said, you know what, guys? We're going to go out all over inland. We've done this before. We're going to tough it out for the 8 miles down to Government Cut and ride our way down to the Florida Keys on those calm bay waters. And it is a family day for Hans and Kristen Blix, all the way from Boca Raton on this Nortec 390 Sport. And when I say family day, well, look at those 2 daughters. They almost look like twins, but family day because the daughters, as well as the one's husband and the other's boyfriend, are welcome to attend. And everybody is looking good and safe today with their life jackets on. And as this parade of fiberglass continues, Dave Huck from Florida in this Cigarette 39 GTS. Triple Mercury Verado 350s on board as he struggles for that card. See, he was out late last night, you could tell. He wasn't on his game there. But, okay, I'm messing with you. Beautiful boat and strong representation from Cigarette. 36 cigarettes altogether on the roster for this Key West run. And in my wildest dreams, I would have never guessed that more than half of them are center consoles with outboards. And proving once again that this is an event with representation across the globe. Indeed, Matt and Tara Willman, all the way from Iowa in Team Dig Deeper. Nortec 390 Sport with Triple Mercury 350 Verados and a nice wave from the first mate getting her poker card. And a very pretty and spirited young crew today, gotta say. Just love hanging out on the dock here and seeing all these pleasant teams come up one by one. And now a very, very special welcome to Ron and Charisse Harraka, all the way from California. And it is their first Key West poker run. They had just purchased this 2021 Mystic C4000 Cat. It's got a pair of Mercury Racing 450Rs. And they decided, well, when in Rome, might as well join them. And that's exactly what they did. They said they've been to Miami several times for vacation, but they've never boated here. So now that they had this boat that's made for the ocean, well, it was a no-brainer to attend this event, and they say that they're certainly glad that they joined us. Well, we are certainly glad that you joined us also, and thanks for coming so far to be here. And I'm going to officially label this White Bikini Day, as this lovely lady gets the poker card. Chris and Brandy Humphrey, that is, all the way from Texas with this MTI 390X. Not only does she get the card, she's also good at fending the boat off if necessary. Don't want to mess up that beautiful custom paint job. In fact, I love it so much that I awarded them the best paint and graphics at the Orange Beach Powerboat Week. And they have got quite a crew mix on board today, all the way from New Jersey, from Missouri, and of course the hosts from Texas as they make their way out through the Haulover Inlet today. A no incident run. As you can see, the seas are kind of holding out. I know it's bumpy out into the ocean right now, but so far in the inlet it seems to be fairly calm and manageable, in spite of the fact that a lot of teams decided to go on the protected waters down to Miami. Why did they come to Key West? Well, they said they always have a great time there, and they love the powerboat races and the poker run combination. And keeping this as an international event, once again, another Canadian team, Kevin Primer from Ontario with his 38-foot statement. And we're going to be seeing a lot of Canadian teams because of the COVID crisis that really, limited Canadians from traveling across borders. In fact, I think it was just days before this Key West event that they were able to open things up, and that's why we saw Kevin and his crew here, and they're having a good day on their statement center console. And carrying on a family tradition that his brother Jim started years ago, Bud Porter has been attending the Key West run many years in a row, but most often in a Cigarette 39-foot Top Gun, but now enjoying this brand new custom 2020 Sunsation 40 CCX with this incredible black and cobalt blue custom paint job pushed by Triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. And it's another team from Maryland, Kevin Catrone here in his 38-foot statement, and he has done a lot of poker runs with us over the years. I mean, we really go far back, don't we, Kevin? I can't even remember all the different boats that you've had through the years, but nice to see you guys joining us, and great representation from these teams from Maryland who are avid powerboaters. Ain't that right, Kendall? And she's like, okay, yeah, whatever, Stu. I'm just here to hand out poker cards. And with that, we are going to spend a little time here as we hover over Dwayne Reith from New York and his 34-foot MTI. So we're going to wrap up this segment with two cameras, one here on the sticks. That's cameraman talk for tripod. But thanks to Cad from Zip Zap for those shots, and thanks to Bruno from Copeland Edge for these drone video shots. Between the two of them, they captured a lot of the boats that were coming out through Haulover Inlet, which, as you can see, guys, really wasn't that bad. We were a little bit concerned as the boats were getting ready for departure dockside, and we felt some strong double-digit winds coming from the east, as I mentioned earlier in the show. But with the incoming tide, it didn't really push very hard on the inlet, and it made it easy to transit out through Haulover. It was just a little bit bumpy for a few of the teams, but I think we had a good mix of about half of the teams that decided to brave the Haulover Inlet coming out for this just 8-mile run down the coastal waters to Government Cut, where most of them would then make their way back in through Miami. Of course, we're going to have all of that coverage in our next episode, as we will switch over to our helicopter aerial crew, making, of course, their mission to be in hot pursuit and get great close-ups of all the teams as they head south on this exciting day of boating down towards the Florida Keys. And say hi now to Kyle and Georgina Weiss in this 50-foot Nortec, a turbine-powered, making their way out into the coastal waters. And a sharp contrast as we look at this big 50 Nortec and compare it to some of the other boats that are registered for the run. Looks like they're just making their way through. You can see now a light chop as they make their turn to head south. And really the contrast between that big 50 Nortec and this Seakeeper sponsored 28-foot Bluewater, piloted by Captain Brian Molinax with Nick Buckman on board. Of course, Seakeeper joining us as a sponsor once again, but kind of a testament to just how balanced this 28-foot center console is, that these guys would brave these rough waters. Of course, the Seakeeper is spinning wildly right now at high RPM, keeping this boat very stable as it makes its way out into the choppy waters. If you look very closely now back at the top of your screen, you'll see a long line of boats that are making their way southbound on the intracoastal protected waters. They said, no way, guys, I'm not going out there. And that's no problem. You've got your choice. And that's the way we like to do things here at the Florida Powerboat Club. We give you the menu, but you can dine as you wish. So we've had a nice start to the Thursday departure of this big, epic Key West Poker Run 2021 edition, celebrating 29 years with members of the Florida Powerboat Club. And we have got a lot more episodes for you guys on the back burner right now. So remember to please join us here on YouTube for the next episode. But you won't know if you don't subscribe and click that notification bell, so you'll get an update every time a new episode is released. Be sure to check out the website at flpowerboat.com for all of the details about upcoming poker run events in 2021, as well as membership information. You can follow us on Facebook at Florida Powerboat Club, and you can follow us on Twitter and on these Instagram pages. Thanks to all of our viewers for your wonderful comments on our page, and you guys know who you are, and I really do appreciate that. But if you have questions or comments you want to direct to me specifically, please use my personal email at stu@flpowerboat.com. I check that daily, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. We're going to sign off for now. This is Stu Jones along with our producer Ryan McCoy in the Pompano Beach studio. Have fun out there, guys. Be safe on the waterways. Wear your life jackets when the time is right, and always respect your fellow boaters. Bye for now.